Hello, hello. Welcome to the Daily Political Tarot and Astrology here on the Black and Orange channel. Thank you for being here. I'm here literally every single day of the year to take your political questions out of the chat. Just put your questions in the chat before I come on. We have epic troll slayers who have kept us safe for years. We have got a great community here because you are all so kind. Thank you. And if you are watching on replay, hello, you can go down in the description box. All the questions are listed there. I timestamp them as I go, so you can pick and choose what you're interested in, or you can watch back on a higher speed. So, all right. I was trying not to step on, right now Sheila and Lori and Danny are doing a live stream, and I was trying not to step on them, but I guess they're running late. So I couldn't wait anymore. So, because I know some of you aren't watching that, but yeah, they get a huge audience. So, and also I want to do what I can to support them. All right, Tammy says, I love the panels. It'd be great wallpaper in a child's room, so colorful. I do think it's pretty wonderful. I really do that. See, I've got these nails here. Before I get to the serious questions, because you know how we do it. You know, I've been doing this live every day for 5.5 years, and you know, I've almost 2,500 videos on this channel. So I'm going to talk about my nails for a minute. See, I've got these great nails, but here's the thing. They're this lovely purple, isn't that lovely? But they're these cat's eye, and they go kind of blue. Can you see that? So I was debating. It's like, yeah, but the blue doesn't match, but the purple. But that's just so cool. So I'm just putting these on. I just made an executive decision way too late. But here we go. All right. Okay. Let's just start. At 2 minutes 30 seconds in, 2:30, and in just a minute, I am going to specifically, not first, but I'm going to specifically read on a question I just got from Sienna. Sienna just messaged me from Wild Rose Tarot and Consulting, and she had a question about censorship. And she's coming out with a video on that, just processing right now. And she said she would like to know what I was picking up. So we love her. Absolutely. Shauna says, I'm listening and finishing payroll at work. There we go. Yeah, you. How do you take the nails off? Does it hurt? I just turn them sideways and they'll come off without pulling. And just twist sideways. And does it hurt? No. Or I wouldn't do it. I'm not stoic. I'm not. All right. So yeah. Oh, that worked. That works. Even with the blue. Okay, that's fun. All right. This is the kind of stuff I really like. All right. Oh, geez. And the blankie's blue. Thank you, Bonnie Ray. That is very, very sweet. It means a lot to me. All right, so what do I feel like today? I feel like Art Nouveau Golden. There we go. And I've got to make sure it's the one that doesn't. Okay, here, let me show this. I have this rack sitting here. These are my most used decks. And I just found this plastic container. And then when I first started doing the fake cash stuff for color organization, I had a little divider. And then I got a better one behind the scenes. Then I got a better one. Oh, and all of this money is fake, by the way. This is about budgeting this is for the color organization channel. This is not real money. And I even put washi tape on all of it. It says copy motion picture purposes. Anyway, yeah, don't break into my house. There's nothing here. I don't have any cash. There's nothing here. This is all fake. It's just paper. I even made some of this stuff in the back. Anyway, it sparkles. It's kind of hard to see, but I found this one that sparkles. So I got 2 of them. So that sits here. That's on this rack I have. It's my work tower, and I have the different drawers or things you pull out on each of it is for different projects and parts of the business. So I had this old one extra, so I put it in here, and the cards will fit, but on most of the decks I have to split in half in order to get them to fit. And so this just sits right there, except this one, which gets some extra, so that I got to make sure I don't leave cards behind. All right, is this important? No. Do I tell you this stuff? Unfortunately. Jolie says, every gal needs some sparkle in her life. Yeah. Okay. Golden Art Nouveau. There we go, that'll work. Ooh, shiny. 6 minutes, 30 seconds in. What an embarrassment. President Blunderdum took the White House by mastering the GOP's oligarchy and racism trick. This was an opinion piece. The link is in the description, as always. But now it could destroy him, with Dumpy driving us toward recession through his phony economic emergency, ICE raids, and tariff chaos, plus his pro-dictator foreign policy. Are we headed into a 1930s-style crash and World War scenario? Will this finally wake up average voters the way the Great Depression did, stripping Republicans of power for decades? Or will Dumpy, Poo-Poo, and Orbán succeed in pulling America into authoritarian fascism before 2028? Debsy, I am going to do Sienna's question, but I said not first. Not first. I just want you to. That's like a reward. It's like, here, you go down into the bog of eternal stench, but you don't have to stay there. Do you know what I mean? And Sienna is wonderful. So, all right, the old oligarchy and racism trick is, are we, specifically in the US, headed into a 1930s style crash and World War scenario? It's not the same. It's not the same just because, because the astrology is different. The times are different, but I'm just getting AI, computers. It's different capabilities, plus the fact that if you listen to some economic thinkers, what they're saying is the only reason that the stock market is still in overall pretty positive territory is because of the top 10 companies in the S&P 500 are basically tech or tech-related companies. And like 37.7%, nearly 40% of all of the market capitalization, all of the wealth that is in the S&P 500, which is 500 companies, 10 of them have nearly 40% of the wealth. And number one's NVIDIA. Then you have the companies that use NVIDIA, Microsoft, and on and on and on. So it's the rise of AI is allowing, that's what's keeping the stock market afloat, even regardless of how expensive everything's becoming. So yeah, and I literally, it'll be upside down, but literally right here, that's an NVIDIA sticker right there on my laptop. Came with it. So I got justice in the middle. No, well, as far as it's going into a catastrophic situation, Delby's doing his best. He's throwing everything he's got at it. Six of Swords. Excuse me. Okay. Six of Swords. Four of Cups. Justice card right in the middle. Page of Swords and World. Trump is a symptom. He is utterly vile, but he's a symptom. He is a symptom of the last flailings of the patriarchy, and hopefully the last flailings of the patriarchy, and hopefully the last flailings of racism. Don't make me sing Depeche Mode. People are they're individuals. I don't even say that everyone who voted for Trump is the same, because I don't think that's true. People are nice or people are not, and that's what matters. And it doesn't matter what color your skin is, what your background is. You're either nice or you're not. So Mark says he's a tumor on the U.S. Well, that's what they said. Was it they said to Nixon? Was it his chief of staff who said to Nixon, "This is a cancer on your presidency"? Well, his presidency is a cancer on our country. Beth says we are human first. Exactly. We have climate problems. So basically everything's going to shift north. That's what I pick up on. I've been picking up on that for a long time. So, hi, Canada. No, I mean, I'm in Chicago over here, but I get people moving away, farther and farther away from the equator. Refusal, and then this and this is just the bullying, but it's very small, because this is trying to restore the balance, whether it's our climate, whether it's our ethics, whether it's and it is happening all over the world. It's not just here. We're not the only ones dealing with this kind of authoritarianism and misogynistic, patriarchal bullpucky. But we're on the right side of history. You, us. We're on the right side of history. So I'm not getting, okay, are we headed for a severe recession? That's a possibility, but 14, 15. Recession depression. I mean, a depression is just a recession that goes on for longer. I believe. Isn't it just goes on for longer, or is it deeper? Marx is a squeaky tank economy. Yes. Squeak, 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 squeak. Both. Pronouncing both. Thank you. They're hurting our economy. Hello, good boy. How are you? They're hurting our economy. Mark is saying less spending, more hoarding. Yes, but there's also it's also a matter of you're getting rid of very much needed people to work jobs. And then because they're not there, things become more scarce and the prices go up. But Democrats are here. Hi. And you know, we could have had a Democratic president. Anyway. Yeah, well, death card right behind that one, so. Three of Wands, Five of Pentacles. This is the tarot. That's my tariffs card. And this is abject poverty and disease, but poverty. In the center is vacation or retirement, but it does not feel good. It does not feel good at all. For the economy, I don't like that I'm getting a Tower card. And it ends in a Nine of Pentacles, which means the rich get richer. Every time there is a massive downturn in the economy, like in 2008, people who have money buy up more houses, buy up more stuff. And then you end up with even more inequality. Tammy says, didn't they revoke his tariffs yesterday? There weren't any headlines about it. I hope there were judges who got involved and said, no. Chris Cool says, Economics 101, the most important natural resource to any country is, dun-da-da, people. Yes. Yes, visualize 70. The rich buy the dip. But for us little people, I know it was obviously later on. It was several years after the market crash crashed in 1929, and I want to say, was it in 1932 that Gold Diggers came out, the movie that had a very, very young Ginger Rogers who got a spotlight singing and did a whole part of the We're in the Money song in Pig Latin. Anyway, Mark says we're peasants. Yeah. Oh, Traveling Tarot, sorry, can't do this today. I'll leave a like on my way out. Have a good day. Oh, I'm so sorry. Sorry if this is getting you down. Hang in there. We're going to make it through this. We are. And maybe I don't say it enough, but we're going to make it through this. Yeah, see, okay, it's pretty much what I had before, even a lot of the same cards. I do like this extremism being on the defensive. There's weakening of MAGA and a rise of power of equality. Welcome to Pluto and Aquarius. So there's jobs, but then I've got the hangman. So I had the tower and I've got the hangman. So there is some trouble ahead, but then again, we've known, we've been talking about this since January. Stock up every time you shop, see if you find any buy one get ones, or you find any whatever their loss leaders are. So yes, Libby, I loved that Zelensky spoke up about the suit. Yes, that was funny. Oh, boo boo at the buffet. All right, so at 2110, Gavin Newsom. Is Gavin Newsom emerging as the Democrats' strongest counter to Trump right now? Well, at the moment, yes. I mean, it's a long way to 2028. But right now, if somebody is willing to stand up to this authoritarianism, please do. Has his fight fire with fire approach to Trump's redistricting games and his national visibility made him the post-MAGA leader and the party needs? Could his leverage with California's $4.5 trillion economy make him Trump's most formidable opponent? Again, I didn't have a chance to look, but I've heard that Newsom's astrology isn't great in 2028. Do you know? Newsom. He certainly has, the wind at his back right now, but that doesn't necessarily translate. Beekeeper Tara says, I've got a good feeling about Newsom. Okay. Wow, extra cards fell out. All right, well, there's Dumpy. King of the morons and his flunkies. We're hurting. We're hurting. I don't like that I have a card for racism. I didn't always. The longer I was reading on these people, suddenly I've got a card for racism. And that's the immigration catastrophe. There's some work there. It ends with two cards fell out. There's the thief and justice, bringing the thief to justice. It's good to stand up against him and use his own tone and words against him. But who's going to... We need someone who will not only lead us in thought, but who can lead the way to holding these people accountable. It's who can bring the thieves to justice. That's who we really need. Lee B says, we have several promising presidential candidates. And yes, a lot can happen in the next few years. That's what I get. Kathleen Davis says, Newsom has an excellent chart for victory. Oh, okay, I'll have to check that out. So I'm glad he's standing up to Trump. But I wouldn't, this early on, I wouldn't discount people in Congress, especially when Democrats take control of one or both houses of chambers of Congress. See who's actually effectively bringing thieves and criminals to justice. That's what I'm getting. Okay. Blessing. All right. Well, in these idiots shooting themselves in the foot news, 2525, the year 2525. Insider reports reveal a White House plan to oust, to yeet GOP dissenters through well-funded primary challenges if they refuse to support Dumpy's redistricting schemes. But some of them can't. But okay. How far will Trump go to purge Republicans who resist his garbage? And could this trigger deeper fractures inside the GOP? Yes. I won't go into the whole thing because I know some of you are here all the time and I'm grateful for you. And I know you've heard me talk about it 8 million times. But no, we have more than 2 parties. We just have 2 umbrellas. And so there's always jockeying for power and position and fighting and infighting within, under each umbrella. From the most centrist to the most extreme, you've got these different, what in other Western countries would be different parties who form coalitions. Our coalitions are baked in. So, yeah, if you have GOP willing to go against MAGA or Trump, it starts fracturing whatever cohesion they have going. Trumple Thinskin, who is increasingly out of it. Seriously, he is seriously hopped up on stimulants that are struggling. So, yeah. And there were a number of things he said that it's worrying. But so you have if you can handle a very sweary short, there is one by Amanda Nelson, who is great and talks about all things political. And one of my favorite segments of hers are, all right, it's time to talk about Trump's losses for the week, and it's only Tuesday. That's Amanda Nelson. She took, in shorts, you can choose from different songs and bits and pieces. She put one together. It was actually about Stephen Miller, but it was about just how awful he is. There's a lot of swearing, but I was dancing in my kitchen. I let it run about 12 times. And I don't know, that made me think of one of the lines in that song. Oh, Caroline, thank you. Gifted 5 memberships to random people in the chat. Thank you so much. Thank you. But one of the lines in that is, "You look like you lost a fight with Mother Earth and Father Time." Talking about Stephen Miller. Hello. So you got losing a fight with Father Time, Mother Earth and Father Time for Trump. Hi, I need these. Yeah, you have to be part of the this is my Mar-a-Lago card. You have to be part of his base of support. The Strength card in the middle. Kitty approved. Queen of Pentacles. And then he's a childish, awful. And he's not the grown-up in the room, and the Republicans knew better. But there they are. So I'm getting strong women, I'm getting the strength card right in the middle. It's not for the GOP. It's the more they fracture, the more people start coming to their senses about how awful Trump is, then the more power will lean toward Democrats. Thank heavens. So, yes. Sassy Cat, yeah, really locking someone in a room. Yeah, exactly. Julie says, I actually do love how cats just do not care what you're up to. They'll just go where they want and demand what they want. Yes. He is such a positive energy generator. And right now he's purring and he's making biscuits against my hand. It's very sweet. His energy is so lovely. Okay, so, and that's a good reminder that we can get out of this energy. So we should look at what Sienna Rose asked. Sweet little purrbot kitty. You're okay. Oh no. Is that your brother making noise at the buffet? You want to go try to be a bully? Not tonight, Kato. Not tonight. Okay. All right, can I have my hand? Can I? Thank you, sweetheart. All right. Okay, Chaz is asking, do you remember your past lives? Is that for a general question, or is that for me? All right, so let's look at Sienna Rose's question at 3230. All right, sweetheart. 3230. She was wondering about censorship on YouTube. And it makes me wonder if she was picking up on something that we need to be concerned about. Because I've already made it really as clear as I possibly can that I'm not going anywhere. And I'm not, you know, if I have to make oblique references to things, I'll make oblique references to things. But I'm not leaving. And even if I got kicked out, I would just start up on Patreon or something. I'd find some way, because there's no way I am going through this time in history and not speaking out against this person. Jess says, I know you, we should talk. Oh, me? Oh, okay. I remember multiple past lives. At least I think I do. But they're not me. I've gone into this before. Your higher self is too big to fit down in these bodies, so it's like spokes on a hub. Your higher self is a hub, and it has all these different lives you've had. Censorship on YouTube. Am I going to be looking for a different job? Beekeeper Terra says we're all covering up our cards. Oh, are you drawing clothes on your cards too? Have you had YouTube ding you or complain? I have. Way back when, but still. Kelly says that's why I rock with this channel. It's rebel. Well, I thank you. Oh, that's not good. That's movement. That's going somewhere. Now, this YouTube in general has given a real voice to some smart people, to some insightful people, to some talented people, and given some people some sources of income. And then we get this jerk, Trumple Thinskin, who cannot in any way, shape, or form handle a strong woman. I take that back. A strong woman who is not a sociopath who puts money above everything else. Looking at you, Ava Braun, he can't handle that. I do get a temperance card, but I'm not liking this King of Swords. So he might be tempered, and we're going to still talk, but I'm not liking this. This is a regulator. This is, it's over a year until midterms, and a lot can happen between here and there. And there's a lot of pressure that can be put on corporations. So, yeah. We shall see. The thing I like about YouTube is that you get lots of everything. If you want to watch, food videos, you can. If you want to watch business videos, you can. Solopreneur videos, how to fix your fix your vacuum. Susan says, just announced making the Epstein files public with redactions. Who is Susan? Please share what the source of that is. Trump says U.S. won't send ground troops to Ukraine. Shauna says, I've been watching How to Make Pickled Everything recently. There we go. I'm not seeing anything in the headlines yet on Apple News, but House panel CNN. Oh, really? Censorship on YouTube. Define release, because I know that I want to say today, the 19th was the deadline for when Bondi and all that, they were supposed to release the Epstein files to this committee in Congress. And they just turned around and went, no. Again, the melted toddler thing that I despise in adults. Kids are kids, but once you're not a toddler anymore, Pam Bondi has done her best. Oh, I don't know. I don't know where things are. Friday. I guess we'll bring them on Friday or whenever. And I don't know. Drives me nuts. Absolutely drives me nuts. They just. But censorship. Yeah, we're going to be dealing with a certain amount of that. I'm not liking, it's like, oh, the star card, hope, but right behind it is a death card. It is sitting pretty. Google Alphabet. Google. Okay, YouTube is owned by Google. Google is part of Alphabet, I want to say. You may think you're an intelligent person. You may think you've got a general handle on things. Put a camera on your face every single day and talk about things and draw on your memory, and you will find out that, well, let's just say it is a humbling experience when you can't remember basic stuff. Alphabet. It's the name of the, anyway. Oh, it's Google. I could be wrong. Anyway, it's still a big corporation. And here we are speaking out. But yeah, there's that corruption. And it just, you find out who who really cares about people and who cares about money. And we again go back to one of the things that makes me crazy, which is we have got to get to a point where a corporation going public, it isn't by law that they have to throw everybody else under the bus. That it's only their investors. Investors get, or the things have to be done to help the investors, and that's it by law. Well, what about the workers? What about, yeah, hi. All right, this is a good one. Look at this. He's like, I want snuggles and I want them now. Okay, hang on. There it is. Don't go anywhere. I just, there's on the cord here. It's stuck. There. See, you're fine. There, you're fine. Okay. Mayor says DOJ to start turning over Epstein files to Capitol Hill, according to Politico. So thank you, Susan. And thank you, Mayor. Yay. Censorship, yeah, we need to worry a little. But, you know, it reaches a point where, yeah, I mean, Trump will thin skin. I mean, he's just going to keep trying. He's just going to keep trying. But there'll reach a point where he can't. There reaches a point where enough Democrats, enough people who don't believe in censorship say, you know what, I'm done. Beekeeper Tara says it is humbling. Yeah. Oh, he's a good boy. All right. Amy says, why didn't the House try to get them when they were in charge? Okay, it's complicated. It had to do with ongoing. Yeah, if you go back and look, there, like when Maxwell, I haven't. At some point, I hope I don't have to, but I can make a graphic for the timeline, but it had to do with some things being sealed, but they were trying to convict Maxwell, and you didn't want to mess with that. And yeah, there was some other stuff going on too. So, all right, censorship. Yeah, I think we're going to have to deal with it, but I'm just getting a really strong feeling of just stay strong. Stay strong. Do the right thing. Be on the right side of history. So, and you're not alone, and we're not alone. So, if we have to change platforms at some point, that's going to stink. But if that's what it takes, that's what it takes. I don't make a whole lot of money doing this. I don't make a whole lot of money, period. So, do I want to lose that just to keep saying my piece? No. But will I? Yes. If I have to go on at 11 p.m. at night because I'm working all the other time, or, some health issues, if, it's the only time I can get the time or the energy, I'll do it. So, okay. Oh, thank you, Frida. Thank you. All right. Well, let's look at that then at 4440. Oh, excuse me, sweetness. 4440. There we go. Make a quick note with one finger. Epstein files. Save. Thank you. So they're going to keep dragging their feet Oh, Sandy gifted 10 memberships to random people in the chat. Thank you, Sandy. Thank you. Joy says, Boo Boo won't let you work past 11 p.m. Boo Boo has come up and laid down on my forearms while I was typing at 9 p.m. Like, you're done. Thank you. Oh, I wish we were the automats. You're so sweet. All right, achy files. They're so gross. So, is Congress actually going to get them? Mark says they could always leave the Epstein files on the HP printer at the DOJ. Yeah. Ooh. Okay. My stomach is turning even at thinking about this. And number one, support the victims. Listen to the victims, support the victims who had their innocence taken away from them. If you're 15, if you're 14, you can't consent. You can't. So anyway, Dumpy will try to stop this, but I've got a big chariot right in the middle, and that's a big thing. I think of this as the parade float, the giant parade float. Doesn't move quickly, but everybody sees it. And there you have your Pam Bondis and trying to block it and trying to block it. I mean, are they going to try to get a court to stop Congress? The judicial branch doesn't like getting in the middle of arguments between other branches of government, but they will. Yeah, that will try to lower the age of consent. Tell me you're a scumbag without telling me you're a scumbag. Gene Hall is asking, does it squeak? Depends on whose it is. Whew. This is saying I didn't know the Sphinx wore halter tops. Are they really halter tops? They might be tucked under. Could be. I am impressed that Sebastian trots out autumn for us every day. I don't quite understand. It's not an alternate. It's a name I used because I was very much in my shell. It's not an alter ego, just so you know. Come on. They're so going to try. They're going to drag their feet. They're going to do everything they possibly can to not let these files get to Congress. But eventually it's loud. And the cards for the reading, first card, Tower, boom. Waiting for the Reaper. Oh, sorry, this is the communication. And then Page of Cups. These cards are very small. This is a reaction. It's very small compared to wow. Just thank you for the clarification. I saw Autumn as a separate character. No, it was just a name I used. Plus, a lot of people, they can't handle my real name. It's 10 letters long. They've never heard of it before. They have no idea how to pronounce it. So it's not, it's not Sebastian. It's not Sebastine. No, Sebastian. It's the actual name. Anyway. I've got some movement, but boy, they're going to keep throwing up every hurdle, anything they possibly can. But ooh, there's some big movement that, and not just with the chariot. You doing okay? He's like, I don't like this energy. I'm out of here. Oh. Gene Hall says, the last time I checked, Snopes said there was no credible reports of Republicans trying to lower the age of consent. What is the source? Oh, I don't, I know there have been a lot of opinion pieces. There's been talk about it. And I think somebody tried to do it like on a state level. It's not a federal, it's not a bill. So for what it's worth. Thank you, Chili. It's very sweet. Okay, at 5120. It was Utah specifically, Shauna says. Thank you. Thank you. 5130. Oh, are the leopards eating your face? Oh, 5135. Oh no. Did you show just a glimmer of ethics or conscience, Dan Bongino? Yeah, well, you're trying to dig up the towel because you want to be in the underneath, and I'm trying to help you get underneath where you want to be. Yes, I do, but you've got to, okay, just, okay, there you go. Okay. All right. 52, 15. Sorry, I got distracted. Trying to help the fuzzhead. All right, Dan Bongino. Oh. Mr. Podcast was always unqualified to help run the FBI. Yeah. But now a bizarre move has happened to pair him with Missouri AG Andrew Bailey as co-deputy directors of the FBI. Uh-huh. No, we're not pushing you out. No, of course not. We're just creating a job identical to yours. He was the one who walked away for a day or two or something ridiculous when Dumpster Fire decided they were not going to release the Epstein files. That's true, Melissa. Who is not unqualified in this administration? Good point. Louis says you're fired. Yeah, there we go. So Dan Bongino has a new friend at work, with Bongino skipping work and clashing with Attorney General Pam Bondi, and Andrew Bailey, Missouri's AG, bringing his MAGA firebrand record. The question, honestly, isn't what's going to happen to Dan Bongino, because who cares? The question is, how much worse will the politicization of the FBI get? And that's something we need to worry about, because it's already not great. Joyce says he was all for masters. Ding, ding, ding. Midpie, which says him had to work so hard. Are we talking about the kitty trying to get news bad? Or are we talking about Bongino? FBI. Well, there's the country right in the middle. I'm picking up some pushback, which is a little weird. There is some hope there. There is some trying to keep certain things hidden and keeping other things safe. Yeah, big old sword of truth. Well, they're supposed to hold Trump's line, and there's big judgment. You must not confirm, not convene, comply. No, conform. It is conform. You must conform. Very loudly. There's the country. It's a Wheel of Fortune. And then Bondi. Yeah, we're in the thick of it. I get that a lot. I mean, people who, when people who are here quite often, and thank you. We get this a lot. We're in the endurance phase of, okay. Yeah. Politicization. Yeah. Anyway. Say that 10 times fast. Secrets. Yeah, here's Pam Bondi. Boy, she's got a nasty look in her eyes in this deck. Oh, yeah. Look at the look on her face. Look at that expression. That's Bondi. I'm amazed that the camera's focusing, but yeah. Republicans, MAGA world. She's under immense pressure. She deserves it, but I'm just saying, would you want to work for Dumpy? Heck, even Putin was holding his nose when he got a ride in the Beast. Did you see that? More and more pressure. Well, lady, you asked for this, so I don't have any sympathy for her. Beekeeper Terror says, yes, we are in the thick of it. Wear dry drip esoteric coats and let the muck wash off. Yes. And oh no, really? Innocent Potatoes says Pam Bondi is a Scientologist. Why doesn't that totally not surprise me? Is she? I try not to think about Scientologists. Although apparently there might be some truth to the rumors about Tom Cruise and Ana de Armas. Oh, girl, run. Okay. Woodpile Witch says, sorry to leave early, but my kitty is demanding her lizards on Cat TV plus data all. Oh, that's so sweet. Debsy says, FDA approves first-in-class drug for fibromyalgia. Oh, wow. I wonder how it works. I wonder what the pathways. Yes, Valerie from Sage to the Scales Tarot. Do follow Sage to Scales Tarot is agreeing. Do not hang on to this awful energy. Learn and release. Hope you are all well. Yes. Yeah. Didn't think the leopards would eat your face, huh, Bongino? Oh well. And I want to make sure I get to this one. The questions I don't get to today, I'll roll over to tomorrow, but I want to make sure I get to this one at 59:45. Thank you so much for being here today. I have a graphics question. If any of you do graphics work, I'm trying to make these new YouTube things, but after I finish the question, if you have time. Trump admitted he left the Ukraine-EU meeting to take a private call with Putin because He didn't want to be disrespectful to Putin. Dude, what has he got on you? Or what doesn't he have on you? Are you kidding me? It's something bad. It's something bad. It would be disrespectful to not take the call from Putin during the Ukraine EU meeting. Not, I thought, and there's, frankly, I don't entirely believe that Trump didn't go out to call Putin. Who knows? If Trump could have just said, well, if he was contacting me during this meeting, maybe he, I just wanted to make sure that he, see if he was willing to compromise or just check in with. No, he didn't want to be disrespectful to Vladimir Putin. Whew. Nancy's Broken Angel says, I thought he made the call. That's what we heard, but then now, of course, they're saying, no, Putin called him. Of course. You hang up. You hang up first. No, you hang up. Does this confirm that Trump is openly prioritizing Putin's demands over U.S. allies and Ukraine's survival? Yes. What the heck, dude? Nightmoon Glow, yes. Big letters. Eye roll. Yeah. Oh, wait. Oh, hang on. Joyce says, I heard on CNN that the president of Finland said the call was planned and they knew about it. Okay. But the American President Blunderdum, he didn't have to say, well, I had to take it. It would be disrespectful. Yeah, you should have been focusing on Ukraine. Why do the cards end with a man waiting for his ship to come in? Gimme, gimme. Battles, wars. Europe was there. Trump was a doddering fool. We got this card. Is this his new card in the deck as he's declining? He's turning into the hermit? Maybe. And there's Ukraine. And there's Trump waiting to get something. Entertainment only, YouTube. I know that people say that maybe Putin has copies of videos or whatever. But in order for Putin to have this level of power over Trump, I have to think that there's both a carrot and a stick. So he has something, but he's also promising something. Here's the thing. Once you have millions and millions of dollars, isn't that enough? How can anyone be able to buy you at that point? I don't get it. I don't. Is Cat TV a channel on cable or is it something on YouTube? Debsy, I read on that the other day, I'm pretty sure. Look, it's a thief card for the reading. Surprise. Strength. And stirring things up. So Ukraine and Zelensky, they're actually in a position of power with so much of Europe doing what they can to be supportive. And it's blunderdumb's job to communicate in ways that stir things up. That's what I'm getting. Okay. Dave is saying they need millions to pay NDAs to women and girls. Could be. All right. Whew. But, all right, we've covered the news. We've covered what's in the news. And now we can go on with our day. So I'm going to stop the political questions there. But then if anybody is into graphic design, I have a question. What? For those of you who came for the political stuff, thank you so much. Thank you. And please remember, you are not alone. You're not. This community is here every day. I'm here every single day. You always have somewhere to go. And it's 1:25 p.m. here in Chicago. At 3 o'clock, I'll be over on the Creative Sprints channel. It's Sarah's week off. She's getting ready for her this convention this weekend. She's been working for months making things for her booth to sell. And you're not alone. We're in this together. There are good days ahead. All right, so thank you. Okay, for anybody who still wanted to hang out for a minute, I got a, basically it's like an audit of my channel where I was asking some people and some AI and what have you, but I was trying to find ways to improve it. And one of the things was, of the list, there's a list, was my cover images. So, and not just after, like there's, because, okay, here, I make a whole set of images, what I would call for pre-live stream. Those are the covers you see. If you get here right before I start, there's an image, there's artwork on the screen as you're waiting. And then once I'm done here, I create a whole new cover that has the art for that day and, you know, me and what have you. And it, and then I was I stopped putting text on the covers for a while, but then I kind of started going back to what I was doing. But what the general consensus was is that it wasn't legible enough. It wasn't short enough. So, so I've got to work on that, but I'm not doing 2 words. You can't get the meaning. You can't get the snark. You can't get the, anyway. So I did find a template I really liked for, it was actually a travel vlog on Canva. And it was, the guy was standing there and just in lowercase, big chunky letters behind him, it just said, you know, Istanbul or whatever. So I pulled that over and I, big text, put exactly what the channel's about. And then I can take images, because they said, you know, put your face on it. It's like, okay, all right, I'm not, I have an Aquarius North node, so it's not actually all about me. It can't be. I can't thrive if I try to make things all about me, but I am the face of the channel. So I can use images from last month actually to make different covers for that will try to get people interested in clicking on the video or watching. But between the text and me and putting some artwork on there, it doesn't gel. They just feel like separate pieces. So I was trying to figure out how to make, when you've got really separate pieces, how we make them, because you can try to make the colors match, and the colors do match. You can maybe put some texture on the back so it isn't as flat. I don't know. I'm just struggling. I don't know if anyone is. Oh, thank you, Linda. I don't know if you want to see any of it to know exactly what I'm talking about, but Retellings of voices, I use ombre between. Ooh, there we go. Beekeeper Tara, I've never had any issues with your artwork. I think it's awesome. Thank you. Hello, Mr. Dill. Thank you, Chris Cool. And Chris Cool, intro covers, show panels, summary covers. There we go. Thank you. So I am puzzled how to get it. Here, I'll show you. I'll show you. Where is it? Where is it? Where is it? Let me move this over here. And I was working on it here. All right. And while this is a pretty radical departure from just having black and orange be ta-da on the covers for pre-live stream. Share screen. There we go. It's basically like this. It's a huge thing of text and very legible. Exactly, this is what's in the tin. And then because I can do different colors and I can do different artwork and I can, I can have these different ones, but they look a little, adding a texture back here, that helped some, but it's not, they're still quite different. That one's better than most, but yeah. So the original, do I have the original here? Oh, let's go here. Make that smaller. I'm hoping you can actually, yeah, you can see what I'm doing. Test the orange one. There we go. Mary says, have you tried Canva? Because they have a whole section for covers on YouTube. Well, this is Canva. And the Tammy says, my daughter says get rid of one of the ands. And Doreen says chunky lettering is not enticing. Okay. Clem says you like the red one. Well, the thing is that I was getting, in trying to improve the channel, I would love to just keep doing what I'm doing, but it's not working as much as I want it to. So and there's a real emphasis on when your covers get shrunk down into little tiny squares on people's phones, you need to Marie says blocky lettering not. TJ saying I see what they're doing, it's about visibility. Yeah. Sean says the red one blends too much. Chaz says, no offense, I think the main contrast is your light skin. Okay. Marie says the type is 2 teachers grade school. Okay. Where was I? I was here. Do I have? Yeah, this was the original template. Maybe I got drawn to the kitty, but having this big chunk of text here, nice and visible. And then having said person, and then there's this triptych in the background. I tried a triptych. It wasn't going well, but maybe I'll have to try it because I've got multiple pieces. But once you start getting a triptych, it puts a line right down between in the middle here, and then I guess I'll have to be in the end, and then you can't see the art. So you've got more of a Fibonacci. Is that the word I'm looking for? Golden mean. Or you got the big thing, and then a progressively smaller thing, and then an even smaller thing. So anyway, it says you just need different display type. different fonts, a sassy cat. What, why change it up with various type styles? But that's, then the branding isn't recognizable. I could use all different kinds of, I could use all different kinds of fonts. I have a bazillion fonts. I mean, dear great Gussie, do I have fonts? The thing is, the problem is legibility. Like if I go here and oh, come on, mouse, work with me here. If I go here and I click on this, over here on the left, I don't know if you see the fonts? Yes, you can. Okay. There are some I've used that come with Canva, but uploaded fonts, my uploaded fonts start here and they go and go and go and go. I have been gathering and fonts that I can use. So they have to be commercial use fonts, but I've been gathering and using fonts for a long time. I have all kinds of different fonts I could use, but this is very legible and it's not too, yeah, I mean, if I were to go through this, I could show you why the different ones should work, but don't. So yeah, there's all kind of, I could make that smaller, but yeah, there's all kinds of different things. But again, it comes down to legibility, which is why I was, there's something to angry, ENGRY, but this is more modern. So, all right. Well, anyway, that was my issue. The issue wasn't so much, can you change the ampersand only to a different font? I mean, I guess I could. Giovanna said, would you consider doing more collabs? Oh, I'm absolutely, I've sent out invitations and all that kind of stuff. And it can use red exclusively for the text. Red makes us act, blue calms us. Okay. Retelling says, I like the Avanti family. I'll have a look at that. Thank you. Beth says, have you tried working with the layers? Oh, yeah. I mean, I've tried putting the text behind. I've tried, you know. Anyway, I was just, thank you, TJ. My concern wasn't so much the, thank you, Sean. It wasn't so much the text. That wasn't really the issue I'm having. The issue, because of, like I said, I got they're the things that I like, and then there's the things that are good to have on YouTube. And I went through a lot of time and effort to get a proper audit on the channel. So it's just a matter that I'm trying to figure out how to make the different pieces, if there's some way to make them blend better together. I've tried texture. Yeah, I understand. It's not really the text, wasn't really the issue. Because she's saying black letters over a bright background. Okay. I can try that. Retelling Savoy says, convey your graphics as a journey. You'll see many sites before you get to a destination. Okay. TJ says white is better for me. So, Mrs. I really like the purple one. Okay, thank you. Yeah, the time might be good. I don't know if there's space for it, but says you're wanting to make it pop. I was hoping to make it blend. Julie says then a smaller name line. I can, that's adding more text. I guess I could try to do that. Okay, Jody, thank you. All right, well, I appreciate the input. Thank you. Paula says, have you tried it without trying to blend the sections? How about a border between each one, like the sample you were drawn to? Well, the text cover, yeah, I guess if I put, well, I could try to put a border, but the borders would have to be over to the side, so. Just goes with a margin option for the images. I'm afraid I don't know what that means. Text would go over the top of the border. Oh, I understand. Thank you, Dave. DS has no border. So anyway, I'll play around with it, but I appreciate the input. You look at something long enough, and after a while, it doesn't, nothing looks right. The spelling doesn't look right. You name it. So, yeah. This, as nice as this is, see, I like it, but it doesn't work for the it doesn't work for the legibility. Yeah. What were you, bold? Oh, you were. Oh, look at that. Okay. All right. Well, I will leave it there. Thank you for your help. And why are the comments not showing? There. Julie says, can you collaborate with Sarah? Just don't leave your essence of who you are. True. TJ says, words are a bit big, but it's almost there. DL says 3 color sections is nice. Paula says, having done t-shirt art for years, legibility is a big thing. TJ says, try it. Okay. All right. Giovanna says, coming from a marketing perspective, my suggestion would be to play your song as an intro to keep a consistent logo. Oh, there are all kinds of things. There's a list of things that I'm hoping to get around to, but it's cut off on purpose, to be perfectly honest. The text is just a little bit larger because I couldn't live with it just being a block of text. I had to mess with it. Just a little. Just a little. All right. Tishi says, Sarah's a part of this channel. She's seen it. She likes these. Okay. All right. Well, thank you very much. Thank you for your help. All right. So hang in there. I'm going to do post-production and try to grab some lunch if I have time before creative sprints. And I'll be right back here tomorrow. Giovanna says, if you need my help, it's free. I am not working. I worked in marketing for 35 years. Oh, that's very sweet of you. Thank you. Okay, Dio. Excellent. Beekeeper Terra says, I've got a handful of logos I use for my tiles in my channel. Okay. Thank you, Melissa. Thank you. All right. Take care. I'll see you later. Thank you.